What happens when a pop star confronts her most obsessive fan? Borderline takes us on a wild ride, blending dark comedy with thriller elements. A dangerously obsessed fan, Paul Durson, played by Jack Nicholson's son, Ray Nicholson, escapes from a mental institution and takes pop superstar Sofia, played by Samara Weaving, hostage in her own home, believing they are destined to marry. This is the directorial debut of Jimmy Warden. The opening scene is between Samara Weaving's bodyguard, who's played by Dane, who you might know as McSteamy from Grey's Anatomy, and Ray Nicholson, and it's something that happens like 6 months prior. And surprisingly, Dane is probably one of the main characters in this movie. I wasn't really expecting that. I always enjoy seeing him and stuff. He was really good in Euphoria as well. Now, I haven't seen Ray Nicholson in much. I know he had a small role in Smile 2. I think he does a good job despite the nepotism, the obvious nepotism, but you can definitely see Jack Nicholson in him and in his performance. And he's got a good trainer, but Christian Slater, the young Christian Slater, is still my favorite fake Jack Nicholson. And then there's Jimmy Fails as Rhodes, a basketball superstar who is currently dating Samara Weaving's character. And he's obviously Dennis Rodman. Okay. I like this character. His character was like sensitive in a way. There's a scene where he's wearing a wedding dress. That's obvious Dennis Rodman vibes. He's got the blonde hair. Even when they're going to the club, he dresses femininely like Dennis Rodman. But yeah, I enjoyed his performance as well. The character, the acting. And then there's another interesting aspect is Alba Batista, a French actress who has quite a unique scene in this movie. She's got pipes for sure. And she's like the person who escaped with Ray Nicholson's character. So she's like another crazy person. Now this takes place in like 1990s Los Angeles. So I don't know if the movie did enough for it to take place in that time period. Maybe it's just like cheap music rights or something. I don't know why is in 90s Los Angeles. Maybe it's something just went over my head, but I grew up in the 90s. Of course, it hits that nostalgic thing in my brain, but if the music rights were so cheap, why did they play the Cardigans' Love Fool 5 times in the movie? Yeah, it's a dark comedy. It's got thriller elements, comedic elements, a darker side of fandom and celebrity culture, and it doesn't really delve much into that. It's basically this guy who has severe mental issues committing these crimes. And they do give the character a sympathetic angle to him. But to me, it still seems a little gross in a way. And I don't think the elements of the story, it just feels very disjointed. And the tone is like all over the place. But there are scenes that stick out. There's one scene in particular where it has that Alba Batista and Samara Weaving. She kind of starts singing and just blows her away, and they have this duet, and then they just end up fighting out of nowhere, which is like my favorite scene of the movie.
I kiss you like this, and if you whisper like that, you are flat.
But yeah, it's like they had ideas, but it just didn't really form into a cohesive story or movie. In the third act, it just ends. The movie seems to be imitating much better movies, but it's just kind of average. So overall, I give Borderline 2.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, I didn't hate it. It's ambitious. I don't think the execution was that great. They have some standout scenes, and the performances are actually pretty good. I wasn't expecting much from Nepo baby Ray Nicholson, but this was definitely a role made for him. The son of Jack Nicholson, the little Joker or something. But yeah, it wasn't terrible. It's just very disjointed. It wasn't cohesive at all. It seemed like they had a lot of ambitious ideas and just didn't know how to put them together, but I wouldn't call it terrible. It's worth streaming if you want some wacky-ass comedy that you can pay attention to, but there are definitely much better ways to spend your time of what to watch.
Please help yourself to champagne and first aid.
You put a
Did you see Borderline? Let me know down in the comments what you thought of it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe for more movie reviews, and I'll see you later. Bye.